Hi guys, welcome back. Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to attempt to make a tree fall in the complete opposite direction that it's leaning in by using a winch and pulley system. So before I get started, I'm going to give you a quick look of the equipment I'm going to be using. First up, I've got a rope bag with a throw line and a weight. So this is what we use to toss the rope up into the tree. I'm going to use a clove hitch to tie the throw line to the weight, and then hopefully, first try, I'm going to be able to toss this up through the Y of the tree up there. Not likely, but we'll see. This is the rope bag, which contains two 1/2-inch diameter ropes. One of them is a 20-foot length, which came with our winch, which is a Mazda rope puller, and it works really well in the winch. We also bought a 100-foot length because 20 feet wasn't very long, and for some reason the 100-foot length, even though it's the same diameter, it has a tendency to slip a bit when it's running through the winch. I don't know if it's just because it was a stiffer rope or what, but it's a bit of a pain that it slips, so we prefer to run the 20-foot line through the winch and have the 100-foot line up in the tree and join them with a pressic, which I will show you guys later when I do my setup. Next, we've got our Mazda rope puller winch right here, and you can see I've got the locking pulley here and an extra beaner. And then I've got two heavy-duty slings, which I'm going to be using, one for the winch onto a tree and the other for the pulley onto a different tree. So that's my little kit. So you can see that I've cleaned out the area around the base of the tree that I'm going to cut, which is right here. And the tree that my winch is going to be on, which is right here, is the one on the left. So I don't have far to go between the two, and the path is pretty clear. Alright, so I thought I'd walk you guys through my plan, and hopefully that'll also cement it in my mind before I get started. So first thing I'm going to do is, over here is my tree, this one, right here. There it is, and you can see it's got a little Y up there. Hope you can see that. And I'm going to toss my throw line with the little weight up through the Y, hopefully on my first try, but maybe not, we'll see. And then I'm going to use the throw line to pull up the 100-foot rope that I showed you earlier. And then from there I'm going to choke the right side of the Y up there, there it is, with a bowline. And then from there I'm going to run the rope across this way to this tree. Can you see him? That one, right down at the bottom. I'm going to put a sling, and I'm going to put my locking pulley. So the rope's going to come from the Y in the tree through the locking pulley, and then back around this way to, okay, remember that's the tree I'm going to cut. And right over here, this one is where I'm going to put the other sling, and I'm going to put the winch. So that way I can start cutting my tree, and I'll be able to not go too far away to get to the winch. I can start cutting, I can put a bit of tension in the pulley system, then go back, finish my cut, and direct the fall of the tree, and I will never be in the fall zone of the tree thanks to the pulley. And it's a locking pulley, so even if I have to slack the winch for whatever reason, the tension will remain in the tree since it'll be locked at the pulley point. So that is the plan. Let's see if we can execute. Okay, phase 1. Attaching the throw line to the little weight. I'm going to be using a clove hitch, like so. And set. Alright, so the technique for throwing the little throw line is pretty straightforward, even though it looks a little goofy. So I'll see if I can give you a demo. So you want to take your throw line bag with the line is usually just kind of stuffed in, loosely coiled, making sure there's no knots in it. So you want to put that on the ground nearby where you're going to be doing your throwing. And then, I'll come a little closer, you're going to feed the line through the loop like so, and hook it with your finger on the other side, and then just lightly feed it through. See what's happening? Like so. And then, this is the most elegant technique. Get some momentum going, and when you're ready, you just let go. And because this is just through it, when you let go, this is gonna whoop, and hopefully sail through the Y of the tree and come down the other side. So, let's see.
A big part of this process is fetching back the weight and throw line after each failed attempt. Just pulling on the throw line proved to be an ineffective retrieval method, as the weight often gets tangled in pretty much anything that is possible for it to get tangled in, so I actually had to go and fetch it pretty much every time. So that try was terrible. At least I didn't have to go very far to get the weight back. Hard-earned tip: if the throw line is tangled, it's much easier to retrieve it if you untie the weight.
This is a war of attrition. Get it eventually. If you haven't guessed, I'm super bad at projectile sports.
When I cleared out the base of the tree, I threw all the branches into the woods behind the tree, which I came to regret because every time I had to go into the woods after my throw line, I had to climb over all of those branches and untangle the line from them. So that was a lack of foresight on my part, and I will try to remember not to do that next time.
I did it! Not even so many tries as I thought it would take. Okay, so next step is to attach my throw line end. So I took the weight off the end here to the rope so that we can get it up through the Y. So for that, we obviously don't want it to be too bulky when it gets up there so it doesn't get stuck trying to come through. So we don't want to just tie a bite in the rope and pull it up. I want to keep it as streamlined as possible. So what I'm going to do is do another clove hitch like we did on the throw line and put it a little bit a ways up the rope so we leave a bit of a tail on it, like so. Already that's pretty streamlined, but we don't want it to come up and end up like this either. like this coming up. So what we're going to do is take the end and just loop it on like this a few times all the way to the end. And it's a good idea to have one right as close to the end as you can. Like so. See? Streamline. Let's see if it works. Live and learn. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna put the throw line away before I do anything else, so it's not in the way. And for that, you just kind of feed it in, make sure there's no knots in it for the next time you'll need it. There is a little D-ring here, actually an O-ring, so I can do my clove hitch again. And don't forget our little weight. And it's good to go for next time. Now that I've got both lines coming down through the Y, it's time to choke it with a bowline. So I'm going to take the end piece here, and around here, and tie my bowline. Like so. You see it? Back side. Yeah. Side. Good. So now I've got a loopy tied around one end so that when I pull it, this end is going to go up and it's going to choke the branch on the right side and make a nice solid anchor for pulling. Time to set up my pulley. First I'm going to sling this tree. I think I'll go around it twice. It's long enough. And try to point it where I'm going. And now I'm going to set up my pulley with, go. so. And now the locking part isn't on, but you just switch this down here. Now it feeds, but it doesn't go back. So this one goes to my tree, and this one goes to my winch. So as I winch, this part will always stay locked. Let's go set up the winch. Alright, so I got my winch here. It's going to be tied to this sling right here. Got my 20-foot rope right here. So let's get this set up. There it goes. Great. Okay. This on. So.
I'm sorry guys, I did a terrible job framing this shot. What I'm doing is joining my two ropes together. So the 20-foot length of rope, which is coming from the winch behind me, has a clippy hook on the end with a loop of purple cording through it. And I'm going to wind the purple cording around the 100-foot piece of rope, which is the one that is in front of me, and wind it all the way until I just have a small loop left, which I'm going to then pull back towards myself and clip it into the same clippy hook as the other end of the purple cord. And that makes a kind of a pressic that I can slide up and down on the rope to tension it. And if I do need to move the rope ahead, if I run out of rope into the winch, I can stop winching, put slack in the rope, and push my pressic back out again. If any of you would like to see this in more detail, just let me know and I will try to make that happen.
Right. This is basically a lazy pressic, so that means if I do need, because I'm only pulling with the 20-foot bit, if I do need to stop and push it out further down the line, I can, using the pressic. And because of the locking pulley, I can put slack in this part and I won't lose the tension on my tree. So,
Time to get started, and the first thing I want to do is remove the slack from the system. I don't actually want to pull on the tree yet, and just make sure that the rope is taut and ready to be pulled. This wasn't actually going so well until I helped it along by pulling on the tail end of the rope a little bit just to get it started. At this stage, I'm not trying to pull the tree over. I just want to support it while I make my notch and back cut until my hinge is ready. The weight of the tree will naturally want to come down on my saw bar while I'm making my back cut. So as soon as I feel that happening, I stop cutting and go and add a little bit more tension into my system, just enough so I can get my back cut as I want it. Once the hinge is ready, then I can crank the winch until the tree falls. If I try to do that too soon, the tree could split and barber chair. I have never seen a tree barber chair, but I have it on good authority that that would be bad. You might be thinking, Sarah, why don't you go on the other side of the rope? That way you can see the tree while you're winching and also be able to winch with your right hand. And you'd be right, but I wanted you guys to see what I was doing and also experience the face journey. The things I do for you guys. I wanted to learn this technique because I think it's a good skill to have, but realistically, I probably won't use it that much. Where we are in the forest, fall direction isn't that big an issue unless we're cutting near the public road, and even then, we would probably just use the machines instead of this, like the skidder, or the tractor even. Did you guys spot my rookie mistake? I left my saw at the base of the tree while it was falling. I was really lucky it fell according to plan, otherwise my saw could have been damaged.
I did it! It worked! It worked completely. Whew. Alright. So I'm gonna pick up the rope and the pulley and everything before I start limbing and clearing this away, just to make sure I don't snag it while I'm clearing. So awesome. Hey. So today's goal was a success. All I have left to do now is put this stuff away. So pretty much went according to plan. There wasn't too many snags. There was a few things that I had to do a couple times to figure out, but it ended up working. I'm really pleased that I managed to toss the little pro line up and it didn't take me 100 tries, so that was a win. Yeah, overall I'm super pleased. Had a good day, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, guys. Bye.